Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 replay cast. And it's a 1v1 on Ancient Isles between our gray orc player, Delta. Down at the bottom we have our yellow night elf player, kNox. And it is a War 3 ArenaNet top replay, and I've been waiting for the next replay of the week, but once in a while it takes them a little while to come out, so that's okay. So we're just going to do a slightly older top replay. Speed this up to the 8x mark. The 2-minute point of the game, and all the heroes come out, all the good stuff starts to happen. And we have a Demon Hunter for the Night Elf on his way out. And then we creeping the Ogre Magi camp. And going after that, and will soon fall. The Blade Master going after his respective camp. And the Ogre Magi going to fall here. Circlet of Nobility for the Demon Hunter, and Ancient of War nom in a tree. And Blade Master, it's a Gloves of Haste, very nice item for the Blade Master. Faster attack speed equals more crits, equals more winning. And the Forest Troll Trapper here gonna fall as well. Our Night Elf player is already on the move to the next camp. We'll have to see what he decides to do. I'm gonna go after the Geomancer camp with the help of the lowly one archer and a Scout Wisps in the corner there of the Orc base, and a Tome of Knowledge by the looks of it. Drops for the Demon Hunter, and Blade Master spies the Wisp, and doesn't quite get the experience, dispels just before that happens. Brent gonna take the majority of the damage here. We do have a couple of those Knoll Poachers on the Blade Master, uses a Windwalk to get that damage off of him. And is sporting dual healing salves on that Blade Master. Demon Hunter now at the Goblin Merchant camp. And picked up a Dust of Appearance there. See what else he picks up. Maybe waiting for the funds for the Boots of Speed. We'll have to see. Does have quite the funds currently. And picks up the Boots of Speed. Was just waiting for the cooldown there. And Blade Master's going to see that there are no more Boots of Speed for him. Now I have to go to the other camp. The other shop to grab those. So far at the Night Elf base, just going for that Tree of Ages. Circle of Nobility drops temporarily to use that Moonwell to gain a little bit more health. I stand ready. Blade Master running around with Yeel, Grunt Friend. And I'm going to go to the Goblin Merchant here and perhaps pick up some Boots of Speed for himself. Picks up Boots of Speed and Dust of Appearance. And perhaps that Circle of Nobility, I think he bought that as well. And Dust of Appearance for any of these pesky archers that might Shadow Meld and get away. Level 2 Demon Hunter and 2 Blade Master. And 1 archer does fall there, unable to get away and unable to Shadow Meld with that Dust of Appearance. Even if you don't use the Dust of Appearance, sort of dissuades the Night Elf from using Shadow Meld in the first place. And Moonwell nearly completed there. A 90 damage crit for the Blade Master. Sure, why not? And back at the Orc base here, just going to another burrow. Has the Stronghold. Nothing else much going on at the moment. I'm moving back across the screen and going to possibly go after the Overseer camp here. And Triple Grunt's going to assist on this, but going to block the Blade Master in slightly there. And Knoll Overseer nearly at half health. The Demon Hunter might be able to spot this if he gets up there in time. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. And the Overseer falls. Another Gloves of Haste for our Blade Master. Very interesting. And is he going to pick it up or not? There he goes. And 30% additional attack speed for the Blade Master. And that is one very ill Blade Master. Currently a Beastmaster for the second hero for the Night Elf. And a second hero on the way, Tauren Chieftain for the Orc. And uses a healing salve on that one Grunt, but he's got to let him get ahead a little bit, otherwise he's going to take a hit and stop that healing, and it does. And now the Tauren Chieftain is out, going to be moving after that Beastmaster. Where is the Demon Hunter? There he is. And has a Staff of Preservation to send anything home. And Quillbeast is out. Double Quillbeast. Demon Hunter forced to run away a little bit here, just over half health, but a little bit too much on him. And now the Beastmaster inside the main base here, and we have some burrowed peons there to try and get that Grunt. Grunt falls to the Quillbeast and or Archer there. And Beastmaster doing a lot of damage here. And Nearly got himself another grunt, but looks like the Demon Hunter will be able to pick that one up. Tauren Chieftain sporting Endurance Aura for the first level, which is usually the way it goes.
Your building.
Scroll of Speed to try and get after that Archer. Archer sent home with the Staff of Preservation, and the Beastmaster now very, very low, only 132 health. Blademaster getting blocked by his own grunt there. And Beastmaster will make it to safety for now, and the
Our warriors have
Orc going to go back to the base for now, possibly use Clarity Potion and Healing Salves. We'll have to see what he decides to do here. The Archer is way out of position and should be able to get a nice free kill here. Could net that Archer and stop her for now, but doesn't look like he's going to be wasting the time on that, as the Blademaster runs way faster than that particular Archer. And now the Quillbeast may fall here, but very low time left on that Quillbeast. And Quillbeast, is it going to make it or not? And Quillbeast angers all of the creeps. It does not look like the Blademaster got the experience for that. Now we're level 3. Blademaster going to go after the Forest Troll Warlord camp, and the Night Elf going after the Overseer camp. So we'll see what items drop for these two players here. Forest Troll Warlord going to fall first by the looks of it, and a Mana Stone. Very nice. I always loved the Mana Stone, and I always refrain from using the Mana Stone as long as possible if using it at all. Another Circle of Nobility there for the Night Elf. And the rest of the camp here going to fall shortly. The Blademaster really, really low. Does have a Healing Salve cooking on him right now. Tome of Intelligence +2, which the Tauren Chieftain walks away from.
By the great winds.
And now Talons are out for the Night Elf, the usual counter to the Orc. Cycloning the Blademaster over and over, or putting Fairy Fire on him. But Cyclone does get rid of that Fairy Fire. If you Cyclone something with Fairy Fire on it, it goes away.
Your building is complete.
Null Overseer camp here, very, very low, and could get stolen by the Blademaster. So we'll see if he decides to do that, and it does hit them once, and I think that was a steal there, so I think the Blademaster got that, and picked up the Sentry Wards as well. Not a bad deal there. Sells one of the Gloves of Haste, which makes me a sad panda, because I love to see the Gloves of Haste being stacked on the Blademaster, but you gotta do what you gotta do to win the game. And picks up a Scroll of Healing instead to keep those units alive and prevent his opponent from leveling up too much. And all out of Moon Juice by the looks of it in this Night Elf base. And the majority of the creeps on the map have been creeped out, except for the big ones in the corner. You have a couple of Null Overseer camps on either side, and some little Geomancer camps. One little Geomancer camp, and looks like the Troll Overlord camped out there as well, and that camp worth quite a bit. And we'll see if anybody decides to go for that. It's going to be an easy kill as the Orc is on the top. Night Elf could be going for that, but deciding against that. And now a Tinker is out for the Night Elf as well, so a third hero, and the Orc probably just going to stay with 2 heroes. Blademaster following the Night Elf there, gets himself a sneak kill on one of those Druids of the Talon, and is now nearly level 4. There is a Hawk in the sky now, and gotta watch out for that. Has Fairy Fire on him now as well. And now here comes the Orc, very upset at the Fairy Fire on the Blademaster. As you can see, the Blademaster no longer has Fairy Fire with that Cyclone. Cyclone keeps him out of the battle for a while, but again, does get rid of that Fairy Fire. And a cluster of a battle going on here, and we have a very weak Tinker that could be the target of the Blademaster. Demon Hunter down to less than half health there, used a potion, keeps himself alive for now, and this Blademaster could go after that Tinker, would fall pretty quickly, but he really wants to go after the big prize, which is the Demon Hunter. And Blademaster so low there. I think he had just a couple health left, and didn't quite see it there, but popped the Scroll of Healing after the Potion of Invulnerability, and now down to 67 health, has to get out of there, and the Orc losing this battle here to the multiple heroes. And Blade Master must run away so low as the shockwave goes off. Hits a pretty good amount of the heroes there. I think it hit all 3 of the heroes, not too bad. And Beastmaster here is netted and should fall, and does. Staff of Preservation was on that Demon Hunter, but didn't quite get him in time there. And these Raiders here falling again and again, and a Druid of the Talon doesn't quite make it out of there. And Staff of Preservation sends home the Beastmaster, or rather the Tinker, and then the Scroll of Town Portal for the Demon Hunter to escape. And we have multiple healing salves going off on the group here. Tauren Chieftain doesn't quite need one, has one of his own, but is quite good so far on health, and going up 25% extra mana there with the Mana Stone. Hasn't used it yet, which I am ever so proud of. I love to have the Mana Stone on as long as possible. 25% mana over however long you have it is better and better the longer you have it. And some illusions going off here of the Tauren Chieftain. Gonna soak up some damage with Tauren Chieftain illusions, and there goes the Dispel on one of them, does huge damage. And no Overseer camp will fall shortly here for the Orc. And no Blade Master to be found. Where is the old Blade Master? He's running around having a good time, being a Blade Master, doing what Blade Masters do. And Pendant of Energy has dropped there, and Tauren Chieftain gonna pick that up. Tauren Chieftain with 405 mana, not too bad. And Blade Master just chilling out for a little while here, and really needs to get into the battle. Cycloned Raider here, probably gonna get surrounded. And the Raider gonna have a hard time getting out of there. And he's gonna be cycloned for a little while though, so the Druids are gonna have to move out of the way before he's even done being cycloned. Tinker now in a bit of trouble, and the Blade Master has his eyes set on that Tinker. And Cyclone saves the Tinker temporarily. Preservation sends the Tinker on home. And Blade Master loves eating up Druids of the Talon, so low on health. Even if they're full health, 380 is not quite a lot. One crit can sometimes almost one-shot them, depending on your Blade Master, of course. And Demon Hunter now falls to the Blade Master. And one hit on that Druid of the Talon will fall, and he grabs that real quick. Still level 4 Blade Master, level 4 Tauren Chieftain. So very nice levels so far on the Orc heroes, 4 and 4 to just a level 2. I think the Demon Hunter might be level 3 or 4. I'll have to check in a moment here. The Tinker still only level 1, and that's the problem with the Tinker. Getting the Tinker, I see that all the time, is that people get the Tinker 3rd, and it's level 1 for a very long period of time. And now going after the Altar of Elders here, but I doubt that's gonna happen here. It looks like the Night Elf is gonna react to that. There goes a Pocket Factory to start producing some of those goblin, clockwork goblins.
Our town is under attack.
And now we're pairing up that Altar of Elders here with a ton of Wisps, and that's not gonna happen now, so he's gonna have to go and focus elsewhere. These two Druids here are pretty low, and the Blade Master could take those out there fairly easy. And the Tinker is also very low, and Blade Master trying to get to that Tinker. Staff of Preservation sends the Tinker on home, which is not too far away. And now the Orc gonna be forced to run away here. Blade Master gonna get the Cyclone treatment. And another Druid of the Talon falls to that crit of the Blade Master. And Blade Masters just love eating up those Druids of the Talon. But in turn, they love cycloning that Blade Master.
Ready to ride.
Now some healing salves going out on the Orc there for a little while now, waiting on that Demon Hunter before much can happen here for the Night Elf producing Druids of the Talon. 2x2 down the pipe. 2x2 instead of 5x5. And I hope you guys get that reference. Come on. It's one of two references, either StarCraft or Alien. I'll just give it away there.
Ready to ride.
I know the Blade Master sporting a Pendant of Energy here, and is also blasting out that Clarity Potion. So if he could actually reach 510 mana, that would be an extraordinarily lethal Blade Master. And now going to go after the Overlord camp here, or rather the Warlord camp. But I suppose kind of the same thing, right? Warlord or Overlord, I suppose.
complete.
And using that level 3 and level 2 hero to take that out. Tome of Intelligence +2. And the Tinker picks that up. And the Warlord camp here falls. Book of the Dead, very nice item. Especially to use right in the middle of somebody's base. Just an exceptional item to get out a ton of DPS on somebody's base. Right in the heart of it, just sort of dive right into the base and then pop that Book of the Dead and use all those skeletal minions to damage a building, take out a moonwell or what have you. Tome of Strength +2 for the Tauren Chieftain there. And a Sabi Mask. So this Tauren Chieftain now a Sabi Mask and a Mana Stone, which the Mana Stone I think had been used on an earlier point, but now he has the Sabi Mask, which is much better than the Mana Stone, although arguably better than the Mana Stone, because the Mana Stone you can consume, whereas the Sabi Mask you cannot. But I'd rather have a Sabi Mask than the Mana Stone. Personally, no Overseer camp here, gonna fall. And Ring of Regeneration for the Tauren Chieftain. And not too bad of an item. Manual of Health for the Tauren Chieftain as well. And he just got that Tome of Strength +2. So just in the last minute or so, gained 100 health on that Tauren Chieftain. Blade Master now supporting a couple potions of invulnerability. Rather lesser invulnerability. As I suppose there is a difference. Geomancer camp still hanging out. And I think this is just one of 2 camps left on the map. This Red Drake and the Geomancer camp. Orc now back at base, and the Blade Master could really use another Clarity Potion. That's exactly what he's going to do. Support another Clarity Potion here and gain another 100 mana there over time.
Ready to ride.
And Night Elf moving out with the Eel Hero Brigade. Level 3, a level 2, and a level 3. A level 4 and a level 4. Tauren Chieftain actually higher now than the Blade Master on experience. And there is a Geomancer camp here and that Red Drake camp, but it looks like the Orc may be going for that. And one lowly Null Warden just hanging out there. Because why not? And maybe trying to get that Tauren Chieftain level 5. Doesn't quite make it. Tome of Intelligence on the ground. Looks like he may ignore that. And now the Orc base here in trouble. And a couple peons there. We're going to repair that, but decided against it. And so the Spirit Lodge has been taken out. The Bestiary is still going strong. I know a bunch of Wisps here. And Ancient of Wonders being developed in the backside of the Orc base there, right outside of it. And Raiders moved forward. They were a little bit out of position on that one.
Ready to ride.
And there goes the Pocket Factory, level 5, Tauren Chieftain now. And there goes a Shockwave, does big damage to those Druids of the town there, hit a number of them. And has enough mana for another Shockwave here. As soon as the cooldown is ready, he certainly will. And a shot right there would be pretty devastating for those Druids there. And there is a scroll of healing that can heal them all back up. That's going to consume that scroll for sure. Tinker there, pretty low, and the Blade Master will probably be going after him next. Nope, does not. Instead going after the Demon Hunter. And Potion of Invulnerability is going off all over the place here to save these heroes. Scroll of Town Portal going to send the Night Elf army on home, and the Ancient of Wonders left for dead. But the Orc army fairly crippled in nature. All the Raiders have been lost for the most part, and the Druids of the Talon still going strong and still being produced pretty well. And healing salves going out on the army.
Ready to ride.
Sends one of those healing salves to the Tauren Chieftain while he uses a Clarity Potion.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
Tauren Chieftain himself is going to use a Clarity Potion now, and looks like the Pendant of Energy has been transferred back over to the Tauren Chieftain. And Tauren Chieftain does have a potion of mana as well. So it has a lot of potential shockwaves. And now back at the shop there, picks up some more potions of lesser invulnerability. Each hero has one. The Blade Master has two, however. All the peons were moving out there to help attack. And peon madness is about to occur here. And those peons are very pissed. Those pickaxes, which is a fairly lethal weapon, really. Pickaxe is a pretty brutal weapon. And I'm surprised it doesn't do much more damage, but that would sort of break the game now, wouldn't it? And Cyclone's going off all over those heroes. But does not last particularly long on heroes. Shockwave hit the majority of the army there. Tauren Chieftain can pop. That potion does, and hits a decent chunk with that shockwave. I think the shockwave would have been best at this direction at the time, but that's okay. I did hear some deaths occur. And another shockwave hits a huge chunk of those Druids of the Talon. And now the Blade Master is on his way back. And the Beastmaster way out of position here. And will potentially get destroyed here. And does pop a potion of invulnerability to get out of there. And Night Elf on the run now. But there still are some potions of invulnerability to go around for the Orc, but not so much for the Night Elf. And now the Night Elf, nothing left here. No production available for the Night Elf. No more Druids of the Talon. So all the Ancients are uprooting and are now ready to fight, and peons don't want any of that noise, so they back up temporarily. And Tauren Chieftain getting caught in between all the action here and gonna have to pop that potion of invulnerability soon. Uses the Scroll of Healing, will keep himself alive for a little while. Now very low, used the potion of invulnerability, but I think it's slightly unnecessary. I think that was a slight panic attack there. And this is just about it here. And if the Orc prevails, the Night Elf will have nothing left to defend his base, but both of his heroes are very low. Now standing next to the Ancient of Wonders takes a hit from that. The Tree of Eternity here now doing big damage to that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain, though, probably has Resurrect, so he's not too fearful of dying. And Tauren Chieftain falls, but somewhat on purpose. And Beastmaster is the only hero left for the Night Elf now.
Our warriors have
And that Blade Master is extremely low, 59 health. And a shockwave hits the Ancients there, does big damage. 41 health left on that Blade Master there, and Wisp was going after, trying to dispel on him. And Beastmaster trying to run for his life here. No more Moon Juice from the Consume. Shockwave hit that Beastmaster, now down to 47 health. Where is that Blade Master running off to? And now the Beastmaster falls. Nothing left here for the Night Elf. And Knox calls GG, leaving the Orc the winner. So a pretty good game indeed. And the unit score, of course, and the hero tab for you guys. If you need an extra time, just pause the video. 6, 5, and 4, 4, and 3. And I always see the Tinker being picked third, and they never gets leveled up very much, and just seems like a detriment to the other heroes as he takes away their experience. And resources, just about the same. A little bit lost to upkeep there for the Orc. But I hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.